the Geek Branch podcast. I'm your host, Tim. These are my co-hosts, Matt.
Hello.
Otaku Vaughn, and Dane. The reason why I called him Otaku Vaughn is because this is our Otaku Talk. I saved that one just for this.
Oh,
Got the Naruto theme song going.
I'm not the Hokage.
Nope. I am.
We gonna fight, Tim.
It's time to duel!
I put my bitch slap in attack mode.
All right. So let's talk about the first topic of the Otaku Talk. And it is Anime Fall 2019's lineup. Our impressions on it, how we feel about it. Mr. Otaku himself has some negative feelings about this season.
It's trash. I only got one anime I'm watching.
Anime.
Wait, so you're not even watching My Hero right now?
I'm watching My Hero.
I'm not watching My Hero.
I'm enjoying
I mean,
it.
I guess you've already read past.
Yeah.
So
I'm reading it. I'm enjoying
I've read
it.
season 4 already.
I saw the thing that you posted. This is completely off topic. I saw that thing about Endeavor that you posted today.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see my comment to it? No.
I don't want to spoil things for you.
I just put wrong.
I'm going to reserve judgment right now.
Are we judging
Dude.
Endeavor? Because I love to judge Endeavor.
Okay, just little.
They said he's the new symbol of peace.
Yeah, you like it? You like it? Did you like what you read?
I'm
Did you?
just
Everyone
I'm gonna say this.
feels like
Hawks,
Endeavor got his
my guy.
his
Yeah, Hawks
redemption.
is that
His
dude.
Vegeta arc.
Yeah, right. I still don't like
Hawks is
Endeavor.
the guy.
Did I not tell you he had a Vegeta level arc coming though?
No, I'm still tripping off the thing.
All right.
I
Back
told
to the
you,
anime.
man.
Back to the
Yeah,
animes.
Sorry, Tim.
So I'm watching Assassin's Pride. I actually did a review, and it's pretty legit. It's 3 episodes out. I like it.
That's your review. It's legit.
No, I actually uploaded a review. I'm gonna send that to you later.
Okay, so you are gonna start doing that for the.
Yeah, the audio is rough though.
Okay, well, I mean, if you need to borrow one of my mics, you can use my Blue Yeti mic.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
But I did the
it's
review.
just sitting there.
If you haven't watched Assassin's Pride, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. There's this world, eternal darkness. There's like one city called Flandor. It's shaped like a chandelier. Like, I'm not kidding. It's shaped like a lamp.
Have you read any of it?
No, I'm unfamiliar actually.
Super dope concept. They flipped the vampire werewolf thing on its head. They have nobles who use mana. If you can't use mana, you're basically poor. They have classes like samurai and paladin that I know of for sure. They mentioned in the anime, but there are more. I think there are like 5 or 6. Main character though, he might be a pedophile. Like
That's what that one looks like.
I'm not sure. He might be a pedo.
There really is not too many good new animes for the season. I haven't watched a whole bunch of them, but the ones I have watched, I have not been very interested in. There's only been one that I have really liked that's new. And it is only because it definitely has like the 80s, 90s vibe to it with its art style, which is Welcome to Demon School, Irma-kun. That one,
That's a good one.
yeah.
The
that one's
bookworm one is good too.
yeah, Stacy likes the bookworm one. I haven't watched it yet. And then there's a few others. I try to watch the new Fate Grand Order, and I know that we got friends that are huge Grand Order fans.
Fate.
But-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There's been so many in the series. It just I don't.
I think this is what Babylonia, right?
Yeah.
Or was that
No,
the
no,
movie?
no.
No,
The
that's
movie was Babylonia.
This is reaching like
It's
dot
Babylonia.
hack levels worth of.
Oh, it was Babylonia. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's a continuation
it's-
of it.
okay. You have Fate Zero, and you have Fate Stay Night, and then you have a revamp of Fate Stay Night, which is Fate Stay Night.
Unlimited Blade Works.
Yes,
Yes.
and then you have
I get
Fate
really confused with
Ilia
it.
Something I forgot the name of that
The
one.
Magic Girl universe.
Yeah,
Then
that's
you have-
like a recon of Fate Zero. I'm not sure why they did that. And then you
Okay.
have Fate Grand Order, and there are movies.
So what you're saying is it's more confusing than dot hack.
Yes.
Okay, no. Let me explain it to you in this way, right? Fate is produced in visual novel format. It has a route system where I don't know if you ever played a visual novel or watched anything based off a visual novel.
Stacy likes those games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my point being is that Fate has ends where certain conditions are met in any canon universe, right? And the series are different routes taken throughout the Fate universe. So characters make different core choices. Think of it like a multiverse all spanning off.
It's kind of like the Legend of Zelda timeline system.
Yeah, where it's all spanning off of a central road. So in this one instance, this character won. In this one instance, this character died. In this one instance, this character was a good guy.
Except Archer, he never changes.
So this okay. So this makes sense because like I've heard a couple things about as far as Emiya. So
Yeah.
We should probably have this topic more expounded upon when we have the
Person who's a resident expert in it.
Yeah.
I do not like the series because I am not a fan of their interpretation of certain characters.
You
They-
don't like how they interpret like Merlin and King Arthur and
They
stuff like
pull
that.
historical characters and then they have their own type of canonicity to them.
Has Hitler been in it?
No,
Mm-mm.
Mussolini?
no.
Mm-mm.
None of the like.
No Napoleon or
They
anything?
recently did Da Vinci, and that was
Oh,
in the
did they?
game.
Yeah, they don't tend to do anything too modern. Like some of the big names that are somewhat relevant are all medieval functionally.
Okay.
They're like we
Yeah,
do have a
because
couple.
King Arthur's almost always in it, and he's usually a
Right.
girl.
We have Jack the Ripper who appeared, which is
Mhm.
definitely more modern, but it's a very strange interpretation of Jack.
I like that one.
Once again, none of these things are my preference as far as how I like history to work, especially when it comes to something like there's a character Gilderace who is historically
Isn't Frankenstein's monster
That
in
was
it?
in Fate Apocrypha, Jack the Ripper. I just remembered
Yeah.
that. I forgot
is,
that one.
is from
Isn't,
Apocrypha.
isn't Frankenstein's monster in the?
Yes.
Yep.
We call her Fran.
That's
Yeah.
in Apocrypha too.
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Don't
You didn't know that was
Stop.
Frankenstein's monster?
no
That's
one
what they
look,
do in
look,
Fate.
no one
Men are
has
women.
No, nothing has the right appearance. No, sorry, most things don't have the right appearance. Most things don't have the right gender. Most things don't have the right history.
Yeah,
It is
King
a
Arthur is
very-
almost always a female.
You like I knew King Arthur, but I had no idea about Frankenstein's monster.
It's
Yeah.
Fran. It's a chick.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very obvious that she's a female version of Frankenstein.
Jack the Ripper is a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not just that it's a little girl. It's a kind of like a causality. It is a creature whose existence takes the form of a little girl. Jack the Reaper isn't even a person. It's more of a concept. In fact, I think it's
Persona.
to describe it correctly, it is all of the dead children drowned in the Thames forms Jack the Ripper.
And he's assassin class.
The series just gets really confusing for me overall. Let's
I
just
don't
wait
like it.
on talking
It's
about it
dope
more
if you
until
like
Kessler gets
fantasy.
here.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm
it's-
not
There's
a
only
f-
one character that like I genuinely have enjoyed throughout the series, and I cannot remember his name.
Who's
but
the
it's-
archer based off of? Robin Hood?
there is a Robin Hood, but the class is different things. Who's the character?
I just
it's the Irish guy that fights King Arthur with the two spears.
Oh, you're talking about Lancer.
Yeah.
Well, which one are we talking about?
The one that
Cuchulainn?
uses Geobold.
Oh no, what is his name?
It's he's an old Irish folk hero.
Yeah, I know who you're speaking of, but his name is escaping me because I want to say Cuchulainn, but it's not Cuchulainn. It's
Fun fact. In Grand Order, they
yeah.
summon him as a caster, and he uses wood magic.
What?
Super dope.
Ooh, that makes me think of a. It's not a super popular anime, but I absolutely loved it. Me and my brother both did. Law Yueki. The main character used wood magic.
Yeah. He has a big fight and he dies, and before he dies, he says, "Summon me as a Lancer next time."
where you can actually have the spear.
Have y'all watched Law Yueki?
No, I'm not familiar.
Wait, so does
Love
it take
it.
place before the?
It's a different universe entirely.
Yeah. Like the heroes have their own universe, which you learn more in Unlimited Blade Works when you get into the Emiya storyline and you see what happens with him. So they're in this whole pocket dimension and they interact with each other and they do things. So when they come, they're summoned by their mage, and based on their mage's power, they get a class. The highest class is the sword one.
Well, the one that's most likely to win the Grail tournament is sword. It's not
Sword.
saying, yeah. So it's not that it's the most
Saber.
powerful.
Saber.
Saber, yeah.
Saber.
It's not that it's the most powerful. It is just definitively the one that's most likely to win.
Yeah, like Hercules was like a berserk class, I think.
Right. The one that has won the most is Archer, which, people would not be like, we should probably summon an Archer at this point.
But
No,
he
people
cheated.
still want sabers. amongst you.
Wasn't Emiya an archer?
Yes.
He is Archer.
He is archer. Okay.
His storyline is complex, but eventually what happens is he dies saving someone, and he gets this hero treatment. His soul manifests as a hero, and he's in that dimension, and he fights until he,
Gets
gains.
summoned.
Yeah,
Right.
more
Isn't he
ability.
that focus of the storylines from the Netflix version TV show?
No, Unlimited Blade. Well, Fate Stay Night is basically his storyline.
Okay.
Right.
As he comes back to kill himself because
There are a few. It gets confusing because there are some that are exclusive to Netflix.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that was
they're spread out
Apocrypha.
across.
Dude,
yeah,
how do they produce so many of these shows all at once? Like they
different
produce,
studios.
Yeah.
they like
each have
produce
different
like
studios.
2 or 3 a year. It's like Jesus.
Who worked
people.
on Blade Works? Because the
Blade-
animation on that was
Ufotable.
UFO
okay,
table.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ufotable. I think they did Zero and
However you want to pronounce it.
Zero, Fate Stay Night, and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I know Shaft worked on one, which was
I
crap.
thought he said Shaq for a second
No,
there.
Shaft,
And,
Madhouse, Studio IG. There's tons of other.
Yeah.
Love this.
All right, let's go over this more when Cussler's over next week.
Okay.
All right. So, as far as the fall anime lineup, there really isn't, except
just-
for returning anime, which is
Black Clover, Fire
Black-
Force, Doctor Stone.
the usuals. My Hero,
I need to finish Doctor Stone.
finish it. It's still going.
Super
It's
good.
gonna spin off manga as
And,
well.
but hey, if you have finished it, if you before the spinoff manga comes back, go back and read that Arthur's previous work, Sunken Rock. Just throwing that out to you, because Doctor Stone is his newest thing. Everyone only basically thinks about Doctor Stone. His previous works are worthy of attention too. Sunken Rock is amazing.
And go support Bochi. He's a Korean artist.
So I don't know. Just sometimes fall ends up being. Usually, it's normally the breakout season for a lot of big titles, but for some reason, this fall, not too many big things really going
I
on.
mean, I'm watching one
Except My
thing.
Hero,
And
but
it's not even.
I mean, My
technically-
Hero, obviously, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm talking about brand new. I mean, I was hyped for My Hero. I don't read the manga, so I'm really enjoying it. It's at the part where where Deku is joining Nighthawk is his name?
Night Eye.
Night Eye, sorry.
Night Eye.
Sir Night Eye, who was the sidekick to All Might, joining his hero agency. That's how they start off season 4.
That's where the anime is right now?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are in for so much.
Yeah.
I just recently watched the episode where Overhaul and what's his face have a conversation.
Yeah, they don't hold back.
Shigaraki.
They don't hold back, which
Mhm.
I'm glad that from what I've heard that they didn't hold back from the manga.
It's good that they don't cut content because
But there's people that were upset
Well,
that they didn't cut it.
I have to watch certain people get raffle stomped in like live. Like for instance, I didn't care to make the crossover to anime, but I specifically watched the episode where Best Jeunesse gets absolutely destroyed by One for All. So like,
Dude.
I came in just to watch that. I was just like, let me turn on this one episode.
Have you seen
and then
the
I stopped watching.
Kanye dressed up like Best Jeunesse? Not on purpose, but he literally looks like Best Jeunesse. He has this
The
full
high
set
collar jean.
gene and everything.
Yeah.
Like he's fully Best Jeunesse.
I had to, as much as I enjoyed the manga, I had to watch the All Might versus One for All fight.
Yep.
I had to watch that.
Tuned in for
Beautifully done.
And the Todoroki versus Midoriya fight will go down in animation history.
Mhm.
But overall, the new stuff that's coming out, there's not a whole lot of breakout hits. Now, I want to watch Beatstars, but it's not over in America, I don't think yet. I can't wait till it is.
People are watching it. I don't know how, man.
I know how they are. Kiss Anime. That's how.
Baby. Look, the internet is a powerful thing. If we're
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna watch it
Maybe.
properly.
But all I got to say about it is, like, for me, this anime season, I'm not watching any returning animes. I'm not watching any new animes. I'm only watching a spinoff, which is for Violet Evergarden. So that's me this entire anime.
My
Yeah.
favorite, besides Assassin's Pride, is Fire Force. Check that out.
Yeah, Fire Force is always top notch. But the next topic is definitely an interesting one. So everybody knows what Astro Boy is. It's one of the first creations of manga. His
1950s.
Yes, 1950s. The original creator of that is going to make a new manga.
He's dead.
He is dead. He's going to make a new manga
I'm
via
not
AI.
happy.
So,
Controversial.
Yeah.
so Osamu Tezuka. Did I say that right?
Close enough. We're not going to bother anymore.
Who's counting?
You're hopeless.
my
He is
God.
one of the most famous, most prolific creators in the manga industry. Some consider him being the god that created manga. He made
Astro
Astro Boy,
Boy,
Kimba the White Lion, Blackjack, and Phoenix. Kimba the White Lion, for a lot of Americans, they might not know what that is, but essentially, a lot of people say that that's
OG
what.
Lion King.
Yes, that's what Lion King copied off of.
Yep.
Astro Boy is one of the most popular original anime manga creations of Japan.
Just call it an IP.
Yes. So apparently a company is going to bring him back to life.
Heresy.
A Japanese tech firm, Kioxia, is hoping to hone in on the main elements of his style. Their technology wants to craft a new work inspired by the creator. The company is known as Toshiba Memory, an organization that specializes in high-speed, high-capacity data storage. By analyzing the creator's various works, the company wants to use an AI to answer the question of what kind of new manga he would create today.
It's like going in and
Tech heresy.
That's like sitting down and scanning every one of Tupac. Sorry, I don't have the mic in my face. That's like sitting down and scanning every one of Tupac's lyrics and being like, we're gonna craft a new Tupac song.
It would be like going and scanning every single creation of Sherlock Holmes.
This better be just to showcase the technology. Like, it better be like one chapter and that's it. And you use it for scientific purposes. Like, if you're trying to sell a series based on this man's name and he's not alive anymore.
Well, they even said it's inspired by. They wouldn't necessarily say it's made
Yeah, they have to say
by.
that for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Because obviously he isn't producing it. But listen,
Yes, because he's been dead for a while.
why not use classic composers to test this? Why do
That's
you
a
have
good
to
idea.
use? Because think about it, music composition is something that computers already have some detailed work involved in,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So
Well, they
why
want to go
not-
to the next thing. Building a story.
monkeys on a typewriter. I just no. I find it to be absolutely
What if it ends up being a masterpiece?
It
Made by a
doesn't matter.
robot.
It's
Burn it.
Doesn't matter.
I don't
Would
care
he
what you-
want
The AI
this?
become too advanced at that point.
Would he want this is the question.
No, he wouldn't want
Listen,
this.
listen. Once again,
It's
if it ends up,
disrespecting the author.
if it is a masterpiece, I will once again look you dead in the face and say monkeys on a typewriter.
I mean, I agree. I think it's disrespectful. And sometimes science obviously takes it too far.
To put that in perspective, let's say Miyazaki, for example, passes away. And some years later, they're like, we're going to use an AI to make a Miyazaki movie to see what it looks like.
It reminds me, I can't remember, but there is a martial artist that absolutely refuses for the green screen stuff to where they can capture his moves. Because
Motion capture is
yeah,
literally what
motion
it's called.
capture. Yeah, but they use the balls and the green screen and all that.
Yeah, for animation
Mocap.
purposes.
Yeah,
But
mocap. And he absolutely refuses to work with that because he said that they can copy and replicate all the years of hard work that I put behind my art. And that's the same thing that they're doing with.
I wonder who that is. Is it Donnie Yen? Do we know?
I don't think it's Donnie because he was in a Star Wars.
Well, no, Donnie Yen specializes in many different types of martial arts, not just limited to Wing Chun. He wouldn't care too much about that because
I don't think it's Jet Li because
he
Jet
doesn't have a
Li-
personal art. Is my point. So he couldn't make that argument.
It might have. I think it might have been Jet Li.
Jet Li's before mocap.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I think what Jet Li's been around since then.
Yeah, I guess.
Because remember the one, his big movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
You say his big movie like he doesn't have other.
Yeah, they
big
I know, but the
movies.
one was like his
Title-
big American.
It's his titular movie.
Yeah.
It's like Enter the Dragons, Bruce Lee's tentacle
Yeah.
movie.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
Black Mask, actually, was his movie.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you're not going to get. Okay, so there's an emotional connection to the author and his work that you can't replicate with AI.
Yeah.
It's
There's
not
no
going to
way.
have an emotional attachment. It is an AI is a robot.
My point being is that this art of replication it doesn't actually have any substance to it.
Exactly, because it's not an actual human creating it.
Well, no, even then, right? But what is your intent? Your intent is to say that yes, we can copy something, yes, we can replicate someone's face. Yes, we can replicate someone's voice. Yes, we can replicate someone's art style. But what is that supposed to achieve?
Skynet.
Well, I mean, it's fine. Even if it leads towards us making a compatible humanoid machine, an android, for instance. Okay, the android is still just a very complicated machine. It hasn't achieved anything besides the fact that we managed to do it. And if that's all that you're looking for is achievement, why not go and do classical composers? You see what I'm saying?
They might be trying to make like an android. They can make manga. They can make money off the android.
Without putting so many people through pressure.
I mean, we already have AIs that can play games. Like look at literal AI Chan, you know, as far as that is concerned. Not that it's an AI that's playing the game, but it's nevertheless functionally the same thing that you're selling.
And VTubers on YouTube.
Yeah. I forget what her name is. but
AI
yeah,
Chan.
AI Chan is super popular.
Yeah. I'm also a fan. Just saying.
So does an AI do her voice, or is it an actual person?
No, the only thing that actually is AI about AI Chan is the animation of the
Okay, so it's the
character.
actual person doing the voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's functionally just an animated character.
Because eventually they'll get to a point where they can replicate their own voices.
Which is fine. I mean, even if this is leading towards that, but my point being is that
Humans are
it's
stupid.
only just an achievement.
Have they not seen enough movies to understand why it's bad?
We're gonna make dinosaurs. We're gonna make robots.
We
We're gonna do
need-
AI.
We need to listen to Elon Musk Chan. He knows what he's talking about.
Maybe this
Listen,
isn't.
it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't totally off topic, but something along, maybe not so much the manga aspect, but like going in line with the martial artist who spent years honing his craft. I forget the guy who did General Tarkin.
Grand
like-
Moff Tarkin.
Yeah,
the
Grand Moff
actor.
Tarkin.
Yeah.
I forget who the actor is, but he spent years honing his craft.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. And they did the CGI.
And
of
they did the
him
whole CGI thing
in Rogue One.
Is that the same kind of thing? Are we seeing like, because there was a lot of people in this room that were like, okay, that was awesome, but now
At the same time, it's kind of disrespectful.
yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is like,
well,
how do we feel about that?
To go around with the whole Grand Moff Tarkin thing, when I first saw him, right, I was confused.
I thought it was the actual person,
But I'm like, he's dead.
yeah, right.
Like I had to.
Hey, I was confused with the Emperor because,
You didn't think that the Emperor was alive, but
yeah,
the Emperor's alive.
Yeah.
We know that. But my
they just
point
made
being-
him look a lot older back in the original movies.
Right, exactly. So I sat there and I was like, okay, I'm looking here and I'm looking at Grand Moff Tarkin. And I'm just like, I am almost guaranteed sure that man is dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Right. And so I got off the theater, turned on my phone, and was like, had to look into it. And it's like, he's dead. So how?
I knew he was dead.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I knew
Like,
I was.
I knew, but
but
I
it
wasn't
caused me
sure.
to doubt.
Yeah.
It caused me seeing it. It caused me to doubt reality.
Yeah.
I could tell that it was CGI. I mean, because it made my head hurt when I looked at it because
We're-
something wasn't right.
Just the moment stunned me so much that I lost all assurance.
I feel like it was more obvious with
Me
Princess.
too. Like,
The Princess Leia scene was more obvious for me than him, though.
yeah.
Yeah, but regardless, so I sat there and just like, okay, he's dead. How did they do this? Was this stored footage? Did you
Nope.
crop it together? Was there an actor with very complex
Nope.
makeup on? Then I discovered it was a technology that was replicating him.
Yep.
And from that point on, I have been against that principle. Period. That's been
Well,
my
they,
thing.
they I think they learned their lesson on that because when unfortunately Princess Leia, when she died, they totally decided to only reuse footage that she was already in.
You might want to clarify that because technically Princess Leia isn't dead, but Carrie,
Carrie
Fisher,
Fisher is.
Carrie Fisher is dead. My bad. People should know.
Well,
that
we're doing
she
it-
is the
we're doing-
princess.
We're doing the same thing with Grand Moff Tarkin, who is both dead in series and out.
Well, I know
but,
who. I know that her name. Carrie Fisher. I mean, she's more than just Princess Leia. She did a lot of other things.
I know. I'm just saying in case like somebody decides to come for the throat.
And yeah, I know. The interesting thing when she did pass away that I didn't know is that she was known in Hollywood as a script doctor. If anything, the script doctor. Anytime there was a big movie going around, if they felt like they needed things fixed, they would call Carrie to fix the script.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
But my point being is that there's just I can't describe it in any other way besides like heresy. It's like it just pops into my mind. I feel that strongly about it, that it's a type of almost a blasphemy. And it's not that I'm particularly religious or I hold these people as sacred. It's just that you are now taking something that this actor may not have agreed with or like this author may
Well,
not
see
have
that
agreed
that's the
with.
funny thing now.
And
Now actors nowadays, I'm pretty certain they have like in their contract where they agree to their
likeness and
likeness
everything.
being
used.
used, and
Sure, but
if
this
they die.
this famous
I don't like
mangaka, this famous
I don't like it either.
right, but this famous mangaka of 50 odd years ago surely can't put his thumbprint down to allow his works
I
and likeness to be
Wouldn't
used.
ever imagine someone of Japanese culture
From
being
that
okay with that.
era.
Yeah, from that era, being okay with it.
And my point being is that like unless this stuff is public access, which arguably it is, I can go and get every one of his works and read it right now.
Yeah,
But even then, is that something that you can do? Because it's still his intellectual property that you're replicating.
because it's different if like a human went and read all of his works
And copied his style.
and copied his style, but that's more of flattery because
It
it's a
takes
human doing
time.
it, and because they're actually putting in effort. It's not a robot putting in an algorithm to create something similar to what he made.
Well, and not only
It's
that,
very mechanical and cold.
well, no, it's not even that. It's not even about the difference between a human replication and robot replication. It is the fact that no matter how good a human being is, it can't confuse us in the way that the robot can. The level
Yes.
of technological sophistication can make us doubt whether or not the thing that we're looking at was actually done by this person or not.
For instance, if the company that's doing this remake of the manga, if they had done it
It's like
and
deep
then
fakes.
released it, and then we looked at it and we were like, okay, this is really interesting. Is it a posthumous, work or something like that? And then they go, no, we did this.
Right.
Yeah, that
We-
would be.
We lose our, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
we would collectively like lose our shit.
Because it's kind of like if we do this for writing. Imagine if there was an AI that could do ghostwriting, and
Yeah.
this writer writes 15 books, and it publishes them all, and we're just like, what is this? Well, this is the posthumous works of Doyle for
But it's not.
for Sherlock Holmes. It's functionally unable for us to tell the difference if it's written by this AI to match his style and then copied over by a giant fan. Like
I feel like Sherlock Holmes, like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, his writing style would be a much easier writing style to copy for an AI.
But my point being is then all of a sudden what
No
you've
offense
done.
to him.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that you've plagiarized.
Yeah.
It's not even plagiarism. It's almost as if you've stolen the man's intellectual work.
Right.
And not only that, but you've made this highly complex fraud.
Highly complex.
And
Yeah.
it's almost
Because
indistinguishable.
you didn't get permission from him. You didn't get permission if he has any family that still got connection to him.
So I'm all in support for the technological innovation. Okay. The fact that you want to try to create something that can do this, I support it. Using it, unacceptable.
Yeah.
I think it's okay if the author is alive and they agree to it for an experiment, just out of their, an author that's still alive to this day. Say if it's a retired actor, not actor, but a retired author.
Okay, but follow me here.
Say like Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just follow me here though, right? All technological innovations eventually become public access.
Yeah.
Right? No matter how complex it is, we eventually gain access to it.
Deep
Elon-
fakes.
Elon Musk we're getting there, but Elon
Yeah.
Musk is right. One day we will have private space travel. You may be able to travel into space of your own violation with your own private,
With capitalism.
you know what I'm saying? Any technological innovation becomes public access.
Yes.
So what is to stop this from becoming a nightmare hellscape of fraud?
Right. And
I
like we were getting towards deep
Mhm.
fakes. Deep fakes is becoming a big thing where if people don't know, there's a technology that can basically use a person's face and put it on another person's body and it looks super realistic. And so
You-
they've done that with famous people with pornography.
Yeah, did you guys see where Corridor Digital did the deep fake of Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
With the gas station robbery?
Yeah, they did a really good job
Yeah,
on
they did
that.
a really good job. And they also did one with Tom Cruise too, but the Keanu Reeves one was spot on.
Right. And so the point being is that once things become indistinguishable from reality, the lengths we will have to go to prove or verify anything. Like imagine any of us in this room come up with an intellectual property during this age,
Right.
right? And we create this and we put it out there and it doesn't get too much attention, but it gets enough that somebody decides to copy our work and then publicize it as their own. How
Right.
can we ever prove that their work is indistinguishable from ours?
Companies could start doing that with these AIs.
Right.
Yeah.
It becomes almost impossible to protect your intellectual property in the face of this type of technological sophistication.
What's scary is this is like a growing technology because I remember years ago when like they played with the idea of holographic music performers,
Yeah, they
And
did
now
that with
that's-
Tupac.
a thing.
Yeah.
Like they're doing that now. They're doing CGI and AI in movies. They're going after this attempt with the manga. There was an article of the PlayStation
We've gone
using
too
AI
far.
to learn if you're a good player or not and adapt the player setting for your games. I don't know if that's
Well,
true, but that's like a
The
scary feature.
Facebook did a lot of research with like basically making you addicted to Facebook.
Right. This is the symbol of bells and whistles that will cause you to have a Pavlovian effect and continue to use our product until you basically consume yourself to death. So I'm not saying, look, I'm a capitalist. I'm a hardcore capitalist. I'm about as laissez-faire as a man can get. I support technological innovation. I don't mind how advanced machines can get. I say we drive forward,
do.
even if we drive forward off of a cliff. Innovation, progress, it is inevitable and it must happen, and I will always be a driving force in support of it.
Dr.
gotta
Stone
stop.
over here.
I got to stop before Skynet. I
Him
swear
and
to
him and
God.
Dr. Stone would be getting along just fine.
All right, and I really do agree with that character's perspective on a lot of things. But follow me here. My point being, though, is that the one thing that we can never do is allow technology to replace what is essentially humanity. Right? There should
That's what it
always be.
leads to.
No. That's not what it leads to.
That's what it leads
That
to.
is not what it leads to. A machine is not a man. A machine is not a man, and a machine can never be a man,
You create something, it thinks for itself, it evolves,
and it'll
it
never
wants
be
to be
you.
It'll destroy
identified
us.
as something else.
Yeah, that's exactly what should happen.
We will be destroyed.
No.
You become obsolete to that object.
It doesn't matter. There are plenty of things that are obsolete to us.
Exactly.
We will soon be the thing that's obsolete.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter to
It
me.
does. That's a war on something we made.
My
And we
entire
don't
point.
win.
No. Listen to me very closely so that you understand me here.
I don't want to be part of Skynet's future.
Look, it's okay that you have fears in relation to this. My point being is that no matter how advanced it becomes, no matter what it becomes capable of doing, even if it outpaces us in every regard, it's smarter, stronger, faster, better in all reasons and ways, we will remain human and it will not be.
It will destroy us. That is the point.
It doesn't matter.
It does. I don't want to be destroyed.
Yeah, sure. Look,
We put more trust in machines than we do in other humans.
That's true.
I
I
mean-
can name plenty of people with smart house tech. What if that tech turned on them?
I'm one of those people that has
I
all
mean,
kinds of smart house
You
tech.
could be killed in your own home and no one would know.
well, here's my point. There are plenty of people that make that decision. Are you one of them? No.
I
Am I
am.
one of them?
I'm on the
not.
fence.
I have all kinds of security cameras. I got
You know something?
all kinds of Amazon devices throughout the house.
So if we're not traditionalists, then it's our fault.
no.
Is that what that's what I'm getting out of this? Is you're saying that the people that install the smart home technology, if it kills them, okay, that was their fault.
For trusting the machines. Never trust the machines.
But we have to trust the machines because
Technology is ever growing.
exactly.
So follow me here. See me.
I thought
No. You're good. You're good. No, I'm.
I should go live in a hunting cabin in the mountains with no form of technology.
you should shit in a bucket, Dan.
Every
Well,
now and again.
I'm sure there's
Matt-
smart toilets now.
Matt,
Yeah,
you,
they are.
you did
I'm not
follow me.
surprised.
You
Probably
did
has a
follow me.
bidet and all that.
It's just how I bridge topics. So my point being is, this is how I see it.
Wow.
When we are, as a society, as a people, looking into this relationship with technology, it's okay. You don't have to commit to it, but you can't stand in the way of it. I'm very analog. I actually am. Despite me saying that I push for technology to continue
You
to innovate.
watch like stuff on your phone like all the time.
Yes.
That's not analog.
But I also read.
Yes,
And when is the last time you seen anybody pick up an actual book?
I have.
I read books all the time.
Yeah.
I go out of my way to read books. I'm going to
Yes.
raise my kids.
I
to
mean,
read books.
Yes.
there's got to be a balance, Dane. Like
Yeah.
the future is not going to stop just because.
There's a time to plug in and there's a time to unplug.
But
No. My point being is
we're
that
heading towards a
in the-
Wall-E future.
No, any individual can make that decision in and of themselves. But as far as
It's
society
hard
is
for
concerned,
an individual to make those decisions when you have companies purposely doing therapy type of research to purposely figure out ways to make you addicted to their product without you knowing.
And taking a step away from that, there's only so much you can do. And I'm going more on the smart home thing. You have people that are building homes now that come with the smart home
Yeah.
technology. You can't just
I mean,
go
you
and
can
buy a
choose-
house
You can choose
without
not
it.
to buy it.
And these are AIs. They're in their homes learning. You come home, your air
All I
conditioner
gotta
comes
say is
on.
one of my favorite Disney Channel original movies is Smart House.
And it did what I
Yes,
said. It wanted
yes.
to be identified
The mom
as
from
something
Married with
else.
Children definitely, she didn't end up being good for a while there.
It's like, why should
HAL
I stay a
9000?
machine?
But
Why should
anyway.
I listen to
Yeah.
you?
I think you're making an excellent point to a degree, but I just don't think that like there's a balance.
And it's not even an individual. You
We
could
need
be
that
as
speech about the
analog as
balance of the
possible,
force.
and somebody
that.
around you could be super influenced by tech.
Look, it's all I gotta say about it is this: as an individual, if you want to make that choice, that is on you. And I
Society
respect
as a
that.
whole won't.
And I don't care if they do or not. Personally, I only care about humans and our technology, everything that we produce and make progressing forward
Right.
endlessly,
Future me, you were
exponentially.
right.
Yeah, it's just like
Don't come
endlessly, exponentially. Every year, every second of every minute, I want it to double because that is how humanity achieves more than it ever was ever able to. It's endless progress. And
One
that's-
of the sites we upload to constantly uses AI. YouTube.
I'm all for life science. I'm all for that progression.
Are
But
you
as-
all for
as-
weird science?
I mean,
As far as artificial intelligence,
I love
I
that
think we
movie.
need
I
to
love that
dial
movie
back
too.
on that a little bit.
there can be no
Weird
stopping.
science.
Like
The Jabba the
self-driving
Hutt made out of
semis
pizza
and
still scares me.
cars.
I hate that. It grossed me out as a kid. I was just like, what the am I looking at?
No, look, every aspect in every direction, like a circle, it has to go out and it has to expand in every perceivable way.
Well, speaking of advancing technology, what better anime series to talk about than Ghost in the Shell? We're going to show you the new trailer for the new series that's coming on to Netflix.
The very definition of
Is
transhumanism.
Scarlett Johansson going to be in this one too?
No.
You know, I didn't have an issue with that.
I didn't either.
There was no reason to have an issue with it.
I
The
actually,
major cyber body is completely arbitrary. It has nothing at all to do with the character.
I know.
Right? I'm just like
I didn't like it.
anybody. Could,
I thought it
Idris
was. I thought it
Elba
was
could have been the
good.
major.
I
I
didn't like it.
like.
In fact, like canonically, right? We all can, I guess, agree. I don't know if it's true canon that the major's actual gender is male.
Is this live action?
No, it's
No.
CG.
CG.
Okay.
Super CG.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
But it's old school CG though. Look how it looks when you see her face.
this looks like early 2000s.
Yeah, look at it. Does that not feel like old school CG?
ノイズがないって素晴らしいわ。
Old school VG, video game CG.
Yeah. Like Bandai Namco CG.
Hey, but it is production IG, so I have some good expectations of it.
Ugh, I want Netflix to leave my anime alone.
I want
What's
Netflix
their-
to stop putting CG
What's
in my
up with
shit.
their weird CG fetish?
Look, I don't know, but whoever was responsible for Berserk can die.
Look, I want the team that's working on Lupin to work on this if they're going to do that because Lupin looks fantastic.
Netflix
Lupin.
did have some good animes. Sirius the Jaeger and Be the Beginning.
Be the Beginning was fantastic. I'll give you that.
I
And
didn't mean to
Sirius
pop
the
that
Jaeger was
up.
good too.
Nobody liked the Jin.
Oh, get that CG bullshit.
I
out of
didn't like that
For
that,
real.
that CG
It is
garbage
what it
from
is.
them.
I just,
I'm sick of looking at that, man. Stop being cheap.
I just
That's
wrong.
exactly what it is being cheap.
I just had to throw it out.
Oh God, I was looking at this one called Eden, and that is more CG garbage. It's
Ugh.
terrible.
Look,
I'm not even gonna show it to y'all. Closing it.
all I say and all I care about as far as Netflix is concerned is that they put out the budget for Castlevania for more things, and that's it.
Dude,
That-
Castlevania.
The guy that's making Castlevania is also getting to make a Assassin's Creed series for Netflix.
When is that Legend of Zelda
That's,
anime
that's
series
just
coming?
been a rumor forever. That's never been confirmed.
Sadness.
Yeah. He really was the one that was really wanting it to happen. The guy who made a Castlevania anime series, but it ain't happening.
Mm.
Do y'all remember the old Legend of Zelda cartoon series?
Excuse me, princess.
Nah.
Yeah, I have a couple of the VHSs when I was a
watched that
kid.
since I was a wee child.
But that
We were wee lads.
that Ghost in the Shell series. It features an artist that I've been following on Instagram for a couple years now. A Russian guy, Ilya Kushinov. I think I messed your name up, but I got you.
Wait 1 second. Isn't that the same Russian guy that did Cartoon Network's animation work, or is that a different guy?
I'm not
Are you talking
sure.
about Gindi?
The Russian guy who's behind some of the animation for
You're
Samurai
talking about
Jack.
Samurai Jack. He's creator of Samurai Jack.
Yeah, he did Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai
Right,
Jack.
okay, that's
no,
a
no,
different guy.
same.
That's Gindi.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
different guy. He's pretty famous.
Just wanted to make sure I didn't
He's
get that
not
confused.
just an artist.
I
for-
didn't see his name on the screen, so I didn't know
Right,
which
right.
Russian guy he was referring to. So
No,
just like-
different one.
okay.
I don't know. Normally, I don't like CGI animation, but I feel like it worked with that little
Yeah.
bit I
It
saw.
actually
I
doesn't look
recognize his
terrible.
art style, so that was cool to see. Like
Some CGI works. Like there is some nice looking CGI if they put in more effort.
Well, okay, so there are some things in Ghost in the Shell to begin with, not counting the movie. The movie's fantastic. Not the Scarlett Johansson one, the animated movie.
The original.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna be devil's advocate and say that the Scarlett Johansson one, for what it was not bad at all.
No, it just wasn't what I needed it
I
to
never
be.
watched it.
you want to throw our friendship away? Is that what
Why?
you want to do?
Look, man, the biggest like Ghost in the Shell fan I've ever known said that he was okay with it.
I
I'm
don't
okay
like it.
with it. And I'm a like elitist, purist a-hole about it. I was okay with it.
I didn't care that she was casted for it, but I never watched the movie.
Like of the things that could have gone wrong with that movie, there's a million of them.
I would have preferred an Asian
Hey.
actress.
Why?
Hey.
The
People in
cyberbody
Japan
doesn't
had no
matter.
problem with it. Why do you?
hey,
Like,
Devontae.
even
It's
in
just what I would have preferred.
Hey, Devontae. All I can say is just be glad that it wasn't Death Note level bad.
For real.
Be
Of-
thankful.
Of the anime movies, this one's up
Jeez.
there with Veroni Kenshin to me.
yes,
But follow me here.
I said it.
Samurai
I
X.
said
That's
it.
not on the same level. You take that back.
I said it.
No.
Oh
Take
my
it.
God.
Look, I'm serious. We could have casted Idris Elba, and it could have been the Major.
This man is reaching.
No, not at
Well,
all.
you can be
The
Major can be
cyber
anybody.
body does not matter. She has lost her entire cyber body before. You literally could have put her in any other cyber body.
Her
and,
body doesn't matter.
and the story would still work.
It's the character inside that matters.
That's the whole point. She's transhuman. Well, I think it's actually a guy. My
It's
point-
a guy.
Yeah, it is, right? They did
It's a
confirm
guy that goes into
eventually.
a female body.
Yeah, it's transhuman. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in any way.
It matters to you because the anime is the Major has always been an Asian character.
and her cyber body's been female.
yeah.
They
Or-
literally went down the street in Japan. Were like, "How do you feel about Scarlett Johansson as the Major?" And they were like, "Wow, she looks really good."
Yeah, of course they don't care. They don't care about that kind of stuff like Americans do.
You're the only one.
and more importantly, it
I'm
just
sure I'm not.
Well, you're not the only one, but you know what I
there's
mean.
a lot of Americans that got butthurt about it.
all I care
It's normally white people. Normally white people get butthurt for other races, even though other races don't care about the thing that they're butthurt about.
do not let your politics destroy the symbology and thematic purpose of Ghost.
All right, so there might be a brief moment of I guess you could say pause between the topic of Ghost in the Shell and this topic. There has been some editing for a new episode. You will see soon. Okay, so the next one is a topic that Devontae has brought up. It is a new original anime made by PA Works. So does that mean that's never had a manga or anything?
Yeah,
This is an original concept, which is
Really?
rare.
It is super rare.
it's
They
not derived
don't
from any
normally
other
do that.
source. Yeah,
Recently, we had another original, which is Crunchyroll's Black Fox, which was a feature film.
Yes, I watched that. How have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Was it good?
It's good. It's really good.
Crunchyroll actually made something good.
Yeah, they did like a 26-minute preview like a week before the
that's
full
not a
movie came
preview.
out.
That's literally a scene.
Yeah,
That's
like
a
it's the
preview.
beginning of the movie. I was confused because I watched the movie and I was like, wait, I've seen this already.
And you had to rewatch it.
Yeah, right.
I technically got an hour of a movie
Yeah, right.
instead of the hour and 30.
Because they literally took out a literal segment of it and handed it to you. They called, hey, here's a preview. Here's the first 26 minutes.
It was still good. They could make a series. I would like that.
You know what's really sad is that you can do that for video games because video games are 30 plus hours. You know, here's a 26 preview of 26 minutes preview of the video game. You can't do that for a movie. That's insane.
That's like okay. So when I was a kid, my mom and someone else that was like in charge of like the church kids group, like the children's church, they took us to go see the DreamWorks movie for basically I forgot what.
Shrek.
No. It's the one church like Christian movie they made, which was the one about Moses. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, you talking about
It was the Egypt. They called it. I don't-
Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt. I knew it was-
With the excellent song "Deliver Us" in it, because that song was my favorite.
Yeah,
Disney
I
song.
mean that's not Disney. That's DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Sorry,
Yeah.
favorite DreamWorks song.
Prince of Egypt is a classic.
It's a classic, but they took us to this random movie theater that was like 45 minutes to an hour away from the church. Well, when they took us, they thought it was the full movie. Well, apparently it was a special preview. So they took a group of kids all the way to an hour away for like a 30-minute special preview of an hour and a half long movie.
That's a sin in and of itself. That is a sin.
They were so upset and confused.
It's like deliver us, hero, deliver us. I love that song. That song
Anyways,
is like the
okay.
best thing ever.
So let's watch this trailer. What's the name of this anime? I'm not going to say it because y'all are just going to give me a hard time about it.
You sure, Tim? You should give it a shot.
Yeah.
A Perry Ramen.
Close.
You're right there. Right there. A little tweaking.
Yeah, with the pronunciation, yeah, but you're really close.
I think it's a pare ramen.
Yeah, the end's a little bit stronger. But a cow.
I'm already liking this.
The hair kills me.
Okay, I was cool up until I saw that.
It's fine. They have accents for their skin and eyes. You're just gonna have to get used to it.
I like the arts. I like the art style.
Yeah, Katakawa is kind of strange.
Steak. Very American. That guy you're hearing sing is clearly the guy that made the theme song to Red Dead Redemption 2.
The costumes kind of remind me of like Cannon Busters.
Yeah.
Which is their other one that's like 90s inspired.
So who's ready
On-
for 1920s Great American Race, Japan style?
So okay, so this is my thing. Did they say that was Los Angeles?
It starts in
Yes.
Los Angeles. It starts in
So-
Los Angeles, ends in New York.
The story
That's not very
is
Western.
a engineer and a cowardly samurai get trapped in America. Well, stuck. Actually, they have no money, anything like that. And they come across this ad for a cross-country race, to get the funds to get back out of the country. So the whole series
They team
is-
up.
Yeah, them racing from LA to New York, meeting crazy characters and things of that nature.
To try to escape the hellscape that is America.
Yep.
Oh, to them, but it's
To
the
them.
it's the Great American Race. I'm never gonna let that line die.
That's an interesting thing for them to come up as a concept for an anime without,
Well,
It's like a cross between Trigun and Red Line.
Well, also it's also a JoJo arc.
It is a JoJo.
yeah, it is a JoJo arc.
Well, spoiling my JoJo's for me. I'm not there.
Man, you gotta read.
It's like what, part 6 or 7?
I think that's part 8. Still ball run.
Still Ball Run 6. No, 6 is
That's
Jesus.
what Jolene.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting on.
So 7.
Does that Joe ever die?
Which Joe?
The one I just played.
Joseph.
Yeah.
He
The
will
most important Joe.
eventually,
Spoilers, not on screen.
Oh, my bad. All right. We'll talk about that later, people.
I'm sorry.
It's
he
okay.
asked. He
What?
asked the question.
What? Why you give me that face?
He's the host.
I don't know. I don't.
Dude, wait, are you seriously torn up about Joseph? Joseph.
Joseph's the most important Joe of all.
To be fair, he shows up in part 2 and he lives all the way through part 5.
He's the one that lasts
Well,
the longest.
not part 5, but part 4.
Don't get sad, Matt. It's gonna be okay.
Dude, do you want something that'll make you feel a little bit better? It's also a spoiler, but it'll make you feel better. The entire universe.
You didn't hear that either.
Yeah, I'm just saying. The entire universe
I flipped you off.
Yeah. But the entire universe resets. It's okay.
You didn't know that it resets?
To be fair, somebody spoiled part 6 for me, and I was waiting on the anime for part 6. So
So it's okay. Every character that you miss comes back.
Wait, does the original Joe come back?
Every character.
Why would you want the original Joe to come back?
hold
Because
on,
it's-
Hey,
Jonathan
he was a
gem.
dapper gentleman, man.
I know, but he had a wonderful ending to his story.
The
Dude,
universe
Speedwagon
resets.
in the face with grace.
Oh, wait, was like Speedwagon's my favorite character, by the way. I know, right?
I love
Yeah.
Speedwagon too.
I love REO
I like
Speedwagon,
the
the band and the person.
I respect that.
the
Speedwagon.
Zappellis are cool too. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
Dude, Zappelli died with grace. He knew he was going
Which
to die.
Zappelli?
So did
Caesar
so did
or
Jonathan.
the first
the
Zappelli?
Caesar, I think.
No,
Caesar.
Caesar is with
That's with Jonathan. No,
no.
Joseph.
Caesar, yeah, Caesar's the son. Caesar's
Yeah,
the younger
I think it was you.
The
It
original,
was you
the
or
original Zappelli.
it was
Okay,
you or
yeah.
Harvey that told
The
me
one that
about
had, like,
that
the
they
top
reset
hat.
the universe.
Yeah.
with the monk, and he's like, "You're gonna."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, that was the first time I was just like,
That could have been avoided though, if Jonathan would have listened.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the story of like most Joe stars.
No,
There's
JoJo
supposed to be
ever
a
listened.
tragic death eventually.
Well,
You wanna
also
talk
the
about tragic deaths. I can talk
Dude.
about tragic deaths in JoJo's.
I haven't finished part 3 yet.
Tragic deaths. Part 4, tragic deaths. Part 5, tragic deaths.
Does
part doesn't have a tragic death.
does
in it.
Japanese Joe Star eventually die?
Once again,
Jonathan, Joseph's.
Are you talking about
universe.
Jotaro or Josuke?
Say, the one that looks like a gangster or the one that looks like a marine biologist?
One looks like a marine biologist. Whichever one looks like the Japanese equivalent of a yakuza or a.
I'm gonna save
The
you that
gangster.
spoiler.
Yeah.
that I got.
Okay.
We're gonna avoid it anyway. We're gonna make JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a entire spoiled segment, if not. So let's proceed.
If y'all would catch up, like y'all take too long, and this
okay,
guy's ahead of
so-
me.
here's the thing.
Jolien.
My
Jolien.
TV watching as of late has been Superstore, but I'm going to pick back up JoJo's and I'm going to just go straight through.
Have you gotten the Iggy yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Iggy Pop?
you know we're close to the end.
John just picked up JoJo's again. He got to the baby food scene.
Oh, with the dreaming stand.
Yeah.
The last bit of Joe Star of JoJo is that I've seen is the one where you know which one.
You're on part 4, right?
Part
Yeah,
4.
you're ahead of
Well, then,
Matt.
yeah, don't say anything, please.
You hadn't finished part 3.
No, I literally just said I hadn't finished part 3.
Part 3 is kind of long in my opinion.
It's
It's
50
the
episodes.
longest.
It's long for Joe Star.
I'm not gonna say too much about it because I accidentally spoiled part 5 for a friend of mine.
I
Did the ending change to Long Train Home?
No.
Last Train Home?
second
I mean,
second
No,
half.
I'm on episode
of
22.
part 3 is probably my least favorite of all the JoJo stuff so far.
Okay, but so
It's just too long.
okay.
it's the journey, man.
It's too long,
it
man. It,
builds
just,
up the emotional attachment to the characters.
it starts feeling like one of those old school animes that has a villain of the week.
But are you bored with the episodes?
Yes.
Wait, are you talking
How?
about Stardust Crusaders? where you're
Yes. Yeah. No, I passed that.
You're past Stardust Crusaders?
Yeah, that's the one that I'm the most disappointed with.
That's the best one.
What?
No, part
That
2
is
is the
the best.
best.
No, part 3 is the best.
Part 2 is the best.
Part 3. I'll give part 5.
I'm watching this podcast crumble.
Anime wise, I'll give part 5 a slight second over part 4.
Man, we're in absolutely impossible to agree territory here. So we're just gonna have to let it go.
I know. I'm
'Cause
sorry. I
if I had
really
my opinion,
enjoyed
no
the
one's gonna like it.
story. I'm sure yours is part 10.
No, we're only on part 8.
I know. I'm making it. I know that it's not that far into the thing yet.
Geek Branch podcast canceled further until we can all agree on which JoJo's is the best.
All JoJo's. All
Okay,
JoJo's best JoJo's.
First off. Wait. Okay, so I need to know who is your favorite JoJo and then who is your favorite Brojo?
You already know my favorite.
Giorno Giovanni.
I haven't even watched that one, so I
and
don't.
Mr.
I can't hold an
Or
opinion.
Mr.
Joseph
yeah.
Joseph Joestar is currently my favorite.
Yeah, Joseph's my favorite. I mean,
Okay.
even when he's an old man, he's just the best.
Joe Taro's second favorite.
Oh,
Eh.
hold on. I like Polnareff a lot too.
Okay, Ed Polner from Stardust Crusaders. Me, of course, it hasn't been animated
Rhea,
yet,
Rhea, Rhea.
but Jolene is my favorite.
I can't wait for part 6.
Yeah, Jolene is my favorite.
That's a
and then
female
Speedway.
Joe,
Yeah,
right?
that's the female Joe.
The only female Joe.
Yeah,
Yes.
there has to be at least one.
Jolene.
Yeah. Yeah. Jolene's my favorite.
Please tell me they
and
play
then
that song.
Speedwagon.
Please.
It hasn't came out
Yeah,
yet.
not the anime form, but one would assume with how they like to use use American songs for their
Intros and outros.
Did
Yeah.
he really use Jodeci, or was that just like?
Yeah, it was Jodeci.
Yeah, for like the first 12 episodes.
Yeah, it was legit for Vente Oreo. Golden Wind. Yeah.
What?
It was so freaky.
I love the
And, like,
Egyptian-
The ending animation was so freaky.
every
And I was,
time
like,
the
uncomfortable.
Egyptian song came on.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah, Walk
Dude.
Like an Egyptian. You can't help but just
No,
like
it's the best.
Wait
Yeah.
till y'all hear that last train home. Especially you.
But what about Yes and Roundabout? I'll be the roundabout.
That's
Come
my-
on, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like Walk Like an Egyptian. I was at the dealership and they started playing it over the intercom.
you
I
just
was
start
like,
thinking of JoJo.
yeah, I couldn't stop. Like it's just
Every time I hear it, I do think of JoJo.
Okay.
I don't like cherries because of JoJo's.
it.
I do not like cherries. And I was cool until I saw that scene. I just don't like cherries anymore.
Okay, so that
But the
scene
best
I
part
put
about-
on my Facebook page like a couple of years ago.
But the best part about that
Didn't you
is
get
that
flagged by
Yeah, I got
Facebook for
flagged
that?
by it 2 years later.
But wait. The best part about that, right? Is his name starts with a K. I'm forgetting what his actual name is.
Kakioken.
Yeah, Kakioken. So the best part about that is that we thought it was the freaking guy who was impersonating him. But it's
But it's
actually him. It's something he does in Boom freaking Wow. But yeah.
I feel bad if Sean ever watches this because Sean's not caught up on JoJo's, and we're gonna spoil so much.
Well,
of
just
part
give
three.
him a heads up
That-
and
that
say, "Don't watch
scene
this
is
episode."
Because Jotaro's on the train, he's resting, his eyes are closed, and he's just chilling, and he hears "Rah-rah-rah-rah-rah-rah-rah-rah-rah."
It's
What is
Rhea.
Whatever it is, it's disgusting.
Hey, the man enjoys cherries. Okay.
Connection lost.
I think
Tim.
you may
Ruh-roh.
pull the cord
No, there's no
We-
cord
no
to
cord?
pull.
Oh.
It's connected
Okay.
via
with
the
Bluetooth.
internet.
Okay. But no,
I guess that's it.
I died. Oh god. But yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a good wrapping point.
Yeah.
Jolene, Speedwagon, Mountain Tim.
Jolene.
All right, people. Thank you for listening to this Geek Branch podcast episode. Thank you for letting us get to the root of our geek culture with you.
Later, you guys.